I think I could say that this episode is going to be truly minimalist. We are going to be using one tool and one color only to create something rather beautiful. If you want to watch the extended version of this tutorial and many more, plus some other bonuses, please join my Patreon. For the last 10 days I've been working on a huge scale. The canvas was roughly 1.5 meters. Once I finished, I was really craving something small, so that's what we'll be using today. We'll be using this cute little canvas, and at least now you can all see the edges. With the other one it was impossible to put it even on my table. Yay, it's blushing. Flowers are blooming everywhere around me. I've seen such beautiful cherry blossoms, and actually there's one in front of my window. I'm going to revisit the topic, but of course using a different technique. I hope it's going to be a lot of fun, and you can do it with the whole family. We'll be creating cherry blossoms with glue gun. We will basically need a glue gun, a silicone mat, or perhaps parchment paper, baking paper, that will work as well. And only 2 colors if you count black a color. The first thing, of course, we'll start with a quick sketch, positioning the branch more like a Japanese sakura. A bit unusual. Yes, I am going to add a couple more smaller ones. Something here to balance it out. I think that's it. If we want to add some detail, I'll do it once I position the main branch, and off we go. I always suggest trying it out first, especially if there's, if you haven't done it like yesterday. For me, a few weeks break from glue gun. Let's start with this spot. This is perfect tool for sakura trees and cherry blossom. It creates just, perfect gnarly bits. This is awesome. I'm not even going to fix those. The only thing I'm trying is to make them thinner at the end. That's it. I think I mentioned it many times that trees are probably the best subject for glue gun work. It's very rare that we can make the lines super smooth. Oh, no. Sorry, this is too fat. Don't know what I've done. I just pressed too much and not liking it. If I was too worried about the branches, that I can't make them even, I would have done them on the mat. But at the moment, they're fine. The next thing will be to populate the branch with cherry blossoms. Now, if you don't want to risk your canvas and you are worried that you might mess up the flowers, I suggest making them on a silicone mat, just like this. And I might actually consider making some of them here, especially the ones that are going to be overlapping the branch, because if I do them on the branch will melt as well. You have to factor this in. It's going to be pretty simple. Pressing like this, like that. I could leave it like this, or I actually like them this way. But if I wait just a minute, cool down just a bit, I can press the flower down to flatten it a bit. So that's another option. I think I can do it now. I can still feel how warm it is. I actually squashed it a bit too much. But I don't know, I think I quite like those 3D a bit more. I can do something halfway, like squashing less. I pressed it quite hard so you can see that you can flatten it completely, but let's do one that's going to be not too fat but not too flat. No, I'm not trying poetry now. If you take time they can be rather beautiful, but sometimes those flowers will be at a different angle, might be a bit messy, so it doesn't have to be precision work. So you can have one like this. But as I said, I don't mind those thicker ones. That's the way I join my sticks. And hold it for a minute. But I might do them straight away on the canvas. I'm just showing you that we might utilize those ones. It's actually easier on the canvas than on the mat, because somehow if you position them sort of a bit further away, they won't melt. This one I want sideways. I'm thinking for the buds, I'll probably use a pin and make a little stem like that. As you can see at the moment, they are looking like this, and I'll keep going. I think I want more flowers somewhere here in the center, maybe even a bit bigger. So I am positioning the petals a bit further, so you can see that will make them look rounder. That's actually a good way to make them. You just drag central part a bit. So this is like a perfect one, but as I said, they can't be all like this. They have to be, some of them a bit more messy. Actually, putting them on a branch works pretty well, so you don't have to be worrying that melts the branch. It actually works well. I think this is going to be my last one. Bit bigger. I really enjoyed making those little flowers, I must say. I generally love the glue gun, those wispy bits. I might use a hairdryer to remove them, you know. Well, I think I'm rather happy. Just look how nice they look at an angle, like little pearls. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now I am going to paint the background gold. Yes, I spray painted it quickly. I used water-based spray paint. The only thing is it's quite dark. I think I wanted much lighter gold, so I've got light gold here, and I'm going to quickly brush it on. This is already dry. It dries super quickly. Let's have a coat with the lighter one on top. You see how cute it looks? Can you see how much more shiny they become when I apply with the brush? I could have done it at the beginning, but spray paint does a really good first layer coverage. Doesn't it look awesome in this light? How cool is that? Yeah, this painting can go anywhere you wish. Down, sideways. Don't know which one is my favorite. Either this way, that way. Quite like it going down as well. At the beginning of the video I mentioned that I wanted quite minimalist and I want 2 colors, or basically one, the other one being black. And I was going to tell you that very often when we do some relief work with my students, clay work, we use something quite unusual to get the shadows. And I went to my cupboard to look for it, and then I couldn't stop laughing. Honestly, have a look. This is actually hilarious. So there's no other option. I have to use it. Shoe polish. Yes, I could use black paint, absolutely, and then wipe the excess off. However, shoe polish is sort of, it's a bit like cream, and it gets really nice into the crevices. So, without further ado, let's try it out. Also, you know, it won't get dry, so it's easy to wipe it off. Just use as much as you wish. This one is so creamy, it's almost like not really completely black. And if I want to get rid of this, it just comes off. See, it doesn't leave any residue. Almost none. I'll show you the black paint and then we decide what we prefer. If you buy shoe polish that's a bit more expensive than this one, better pigmented, it will be much darker. This one was pretty cheap and I can tell it's kind of coming off easily. It does stay in the crevices, so I don't know if you can see that. I'll probably water it down a bit and get a soft brush. And I'll see what happens. Now I can paint everything black and leave small sections gold, or just focus on the tree. Okay, so now, yeah, we are getting much darker sections, and again it's up to you how much you leave. Do I want the background darker? Do I want the background more gold? Can leave some gold here and then add a bit more black around. I think that would be the best idea. I think that will look nice. So let's do that. Shoe polish is much easier to remove from the areas than paint. Paint leaves a bit of a film, so have to clean it really nicely. However, I'm using wet wipes because I really don't want to scrape the gold off. Think about how easy was the glue gun work, and it actually creates some very, very nice, quite an unusual piece. I think that's my favorite position, just going sideways. I am adding a little bit of shadow to the corners. It's always better just at the beginning, add a little, can always come back and add more. So, a very simple idea, but I think it's quite effective. I wonder what your thoughts are. But I think for one tool, one color, this is actually pretty impressive. Think what else we could create just using one color. And hope you enjoyed this little episode and you are inspired to create something simple with the glue gun. I just wanted to remind you that if you want to watch the extended version, it's going to be on my Patreon. You can join it for just $2 a month. You can also find this little piece on my website. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, click the like. It really helps the YouTube algorithms. Thank you so much for watching and see you all next week. Bye bye.